Tom Hudson, congratulations, 4 in a row. How did your team accomplish this one this time?
Really just a total team victory. We were only able to win 2 events with Mason the 100 fly and Dylan with an outstanding performance, crushing the state record in diving. But it was just a team effort. We qualified 16 guys for this state meet. 15 of them came back and scored points, and that's what it takes. This final today was one of the best I've ever seen one of my teams do. We just were moving up, you know, point here, point there, just flipping points all day. We started the day, if it would have ended yesterday, we would have only won this meet by 2 points, and we ended up winning by, I think, 21. So just a tremendous final.
Well, and you went into the last relay where I think, you know, a couple weeks ago you thought maybe it was going to come down to the final relay, where you go into the last relay and you could kind of relax. How good of a feeling is that?
Well, it's a great feeling, and I told those 4 guys on the relay that this is my favorite speech in swimming at a state meet. All they had to do was finish the race. What place they got doesn't really matter. They're going to be team champions and state champions. So, you know, I slowed them down, and I've done this a few times. And I just told my wife, nobody remembers in 10 years who won the 400 free relay, but they remember the number on the banner and the state title, and that's what was important. So they just finished it off strong and got it done.
24th in school history for you guys. You've been a part of quite a few of them here, going back to early 90s. Your first one was in 97, but now 4 in a row. Does this remind you maybe of 3 years ago against Thunder Basin, how you kind of had to fight and scrap and claw all the way? It
reminded me very much of that, because it was a 3-team race. Cheyenne Central had a great meet, Kelly Walsh had a great meet, and we were looking at both of those teams, especially throughout prelims. And you know, when 3 teams are knocking each other around like that, it's, you know, it just makes for a great meet. And I got to commend Josh Bott from Cheyenne Central and Bridger Miller from Kelly Walsh. Those guys are great coaches, and we wouldn't have been able to do what we did this year if it wasn't for them pushing us. And I'm really happy for the effort they put in.
Talk a little bit about your 2 champs. Mace repeats in the 100 butterfly. One, I guess kind of a 2-part question. What makes him so good at that, and what do you think his key was in the finals today?
Mace had a rough prelim yesterday. He was kind of in his own head a little bit and had some really rough turns, and so we had to talk last night. He stayed after the meet. We went in my office. We had a visit about just controlling his turns, and once he did that on the very first wall today in finals, and I knew he was controlling the race then, and that nobody's stronger than Mace at the end of a race. The guy kills himself in practice every single day, and I knew he'd be able to hang on if he just got that first turn in and then was clean all the rest of the way.
Your other state champ, Dylan Bressler, you mentioned you won only 2 events, but he smashed the state record in diving. What clicked for him yesterday and today?
Well, Dylan Bressler, between the conference meet and the state meet, his diving effort is the best I've ever seen in my 31 years of coaching. He was completely clean on all 11 dives and consistent, and that's what it takes. Dylan works hard. He does club diving. He puts so much effort into it, and the relationship he has with his coach Ben Hurt is a really good one. Ben pushes him hard, and Dylan pushes Ben's buttons a little bit, but he listens to him, and it's just a great relationship, and that's what propelled him to such a fantastic performance. Dylan Bressler will be a high school All-American in diving. We have to send in his videos to the National Association, and they'll judge it, but I have no doubt he'll be.
Well, you win Coach of the Year, Ben wins Assistant Coach of the Year. Is this getting old?
Heck no. That never gets old. It's a pleasure to coach this team and be around such great people. I have fantastic assistant coaches, Tamara Bredding, Scott Conk in particular. Couldn't do it without those people, and just so proud of this team and the coaches.
Well, congratulations, Tom.
Thank you.